The FantasyoMatic plugin is an excellent tool for evaluating trades and even looking at players' rest of season value. A couple of pro tips here, by the way. When you're starting a new conversation and you have the plugin enabled, it's a great idea to say something like, "Hey, FantasyoMatic," so that you can get its attention. This way, the language model knows to go find the plugin and load the plugin to answer your question. You can always tell when the plugin's being used when you see these little drop downs that say "Used FantasyoMatic." Also, the FantasyoMatic plugin will show you this welcome message every time a new conversation starts. So in this case, we're saying, "Hey, FantasyoMatic, I'm considering trading T. Higgins for Terry McLaurin. Thoughts?" And here you see it gives us a breakdown, a side-by-side comparison of both players by simply clicking on their player profile link, and it'll take you back to FantasyoMatic. But you can get all the information that you need here right inside the ChatGPT window. It'll give you a full breakdown and analysis, give you kind of some idea on what some of the things you should be considering might be when you're thinking about a trade. Then it can say things like, which player is better for the fantasy playoffs? Maybe that's what you're interested in. You just want to see who's going to be better during weeks 15 through 17. Maybe you don't like that trade. So you could say something like, who are some comparable players for Higgins? So you might want to be able to pick up maybe CeeDee Lamb or Brandon Ayuk or Nico Collins instead. Then you can even ask rest of season questions, like who's better rest of season, T. Higgins or Nico Collins? Does a full breakdown for you, focusing on the ROS or rest of season rating, and then gives a complete breakdown of everything you need to consider for the rest of the season values. Now, this is actually kind of a cool thing here. You could say something like, someone in my league wants Alexander Mattison. This is their roster. Who should I ask for in return? You can actually paste in the roster of the person that you're considering a trade with, and FantasyoMatic will give you a full breakdown. And you see here it evaluates their entire roster and gives you a breakdown of who all the players are, and ultimately says, you might have a hard time getting Adams or Jefferson, maybe Stevenson, and then you can even show it your roster and it'll give you a full breakdown, and it could come up with a package deal, for example. So here it might say something like, considering the ratings, if you're looking for a package deal, you might want to consider Alexander Mattison, someone like Jerome Ford for one of those guys. So another thing you can do is look at a series of upcoming matchups. Let's say you have a player that's going to be injured and you just want to look forward during the time that they're expected to be away. So you could say something like, give me a table that shows all the week 4 through week 9 matchups between these two players so that you can determine which one you might want to play, or maybe just which one you're going to use as an injury fill-in. And it gives you a complete breakdown here with the corresponding analysis. So if you have any questions at all about a trade you're being offered, or a trade that you want to make, or a player that you're interested in acquiring, or thinking about a player that you want to acquire, just use the FantasyoMatic ChatGPT plugin.